Hi there, and it's Roundup Friday, so for today's roundup of the action in the trenches at Polesworth, we're going to join Tim Upson-Smith for his daily guided tour. So let's go and join Tim.
I'm Tim Upson-Smith and I'm from Northants Archaeology, and for this project I'm the community archaeologist, which is rather fun because it means I can do all the tours and things, and but I don't get my trowel as dirty as I'd perhaps like, so got teams to do the digging for me. So we opened this trench here with high hopes of finding the cloister walls. So we're hoping to get the south wall of the cloister, the inner south wall of the cloister, and just where you're standing, in front of me here, you'd be standing in the refectory for the abbey where the nuns would have had their meals. And I think it was sort of Monday, I was really considering shutting this trench down, because we've dug down quite deep, and there was no sign of really anything happening in here. An awful lot of makeup layers and things, but no real sign of walls. But James, my colleague who's in charge of this trench, he redeemed himself sort of mid-morning Monday, I think it was, and found me a wall. It's not the world's best wall, it's been quite heavily robbed. But we're looking at it's probably going to be the south wall of the cloister. So we're now putting a little slot down next to it to see if we can get any floor surfaces either side of it. Nothing as yet, but we have had some fragments of medieval floor tile, haven't we, James, from this trench? Trench 2, we were looking for the chapter house of the abbey, which we were hoping, should be in this area. It's a nice wall, but it's not quite where I wanted it to be. It's not a problem, but if it is the chapter house wall, it means that we've got a very narrow chapter house, because the other side of the cloister, or the back wall of the cloister, is just the other side of the holly bush in there. We're also getting quite a lot of clay pipe from the layer, and again that's late 17th century, that one, and it's got the maker's mark stamped on the heel. So with any luck, when I get back to my office and go through my clay pipe books, I should be able to assign it to actually a named maker, which will be rather fun, which will then be able to date it incredibly closely. Right, this trench, we opened it up on Monday, and we were supposed to be looking for an ancillary building for the abbey in here, possibly something like the infirmary. And there was a geophysical sort of, we had a geophysical survey, and it indicated that there was an anomaly in this area. But towards the bottom, we are starting to get medieval pottery and floor tile. So there's sort of a tantalising glimpse of what could be down there, but it's a bit of a way down. So I think Jonathan's got the muscle in this afternoon, because there certainly wasn't this many people in here this morning. Right, this is Area A, because we know how to give things exciting names. And in here, we've got lots of walls, effectively. We've got a main east-west wall, which Mark's standing on one end, over that far side, and it comes all the way across. It gets a little bit scrappy at this end, almost though it's been quite robbed out, so people have been taking the stone and just putting the rubbish back in the robber trench. But then we've got two north-south walls. Laura's sitting on the really nice one, thank you. And then just to my left and Laura's right, there's another wall, slightly different alignment, which leaves a very small triangular room at this end. So clearly the two walls can't work at the same time. So it's looking like we've possibly got some medieval footings over there and a post-medieval building here. Yes.
We're marking up each individual piece from each bag with the same find mark as is on the outside of the bag, just in case anything comes out.